I was gonna give myself 10% blame for this, and Joe 90%.
Okay.
But new information has come to light in the last 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm going to throw in 20% Katie's fault as well.
Okay.
Make it 70% Joe. We go to trivia last night. Shout out Maddie. Mad Hatter's trivia. We came in third, not our best effort.
I don't know what he's going to say right now.
He does it. We come in third.
But I know it's 70% my fault.
Yes. And third place gets you a $10 gift card. Now, we want fourth place because then you can choose the topic for next week. And the other week, I don't know how this came about, Joe, but you and I got into a discussion with Jack and Katie about nicknames, famous athlete nicknames. They throw out a guy, we give their nickname, and we're elite at that.
Rob and I are the best ever to do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So we named 50 just like that. So we said that's going to be our category for next week is the athlete nicknames. We traded with another team.
Unfortunately, I know where you're going.
Yes.
Would you consider a break dancer an athlete?
Are you on a Special K? What are you doing here?
Adolfo Shabanuquadones.
How
about for breaking two electric boogaloo?
Maybe Boogaloo Shrimp.
Okay. All right. You're
Mickey Coachella.
Some of the greatest of all time.
So the error in our ways with this is now I was already going to miss next week, but next week when the category, one of the 10 categories will be athlete nicknames.
Yeah.
The category that we picked for next Monday's trivia, which starts at 7:15.
Okay.
At the same time, the DLP agenda starts on
shit.
Monday because
no.
we are recording Monday.
Because
so therefore, we traded to allow ourselves to pick the topic for a night of trivia we won't be at.
Can I say something?
Damn.
Can I say something? So we realized that today. I said, hey, Katie, message her on Facebook. She goes, no. She wouldn't do it.
Please, can you push it one week?
I go, no, you won't message her on Facebook. She goes, no. She could just say it on the show. She'll listen. So if
Maddie?
she doesn't hear this,
yes.
If she doesn't hear this, then we're not going to get to participate. We're going to have to finish fourth again.
Can we move it till next time? Well, we can't pick that category
ask her
again.
to bump it 1 week.
Only
Can you
if
bump
Katie
it one?
messages her.
Well,
I'm gonna need you to.
Okay.
You're gonna need a message.
Well, I don't have to. This is more your fault.
I don't have Facebook.
Oh, well,
it's got to be
go
you.
down there.
Oh, I'm not on Facebook either. Never mind. I'm
I
screwed.
have to go down.
No, last night we met her family. The one girl sitting at the table says she works there. Go back down.
The minute we're done,
yes,
we're driving right there.
Right there, right now.
We're driving there right there after this.
Yes. Sending a message.
Forget
to her,
the bottom of
which will
this.
take you
Cease and
30
desist
seconds.
on athlete nicknames.
Yes. Cancel that. All right.
Now, what are some of the greatest like athlete nicknames of all time? Right? They've got to be from like 70s and 80s, right? Like,
I mean, Magic is one of the biggest
I mean,
ones out
Dr. J's cool.
George the Iceman Gervin is a great one.
The mailman, Karl Malone.
The one that Katie's likes that she never heard of, there was a guy for the Detroit Pistons back in their Isaiah Thomas title run. He was a six man. He would come off the bench, immediately start making jumpers. They called him the microwave because he heats up in a hurry.
Oh,
yes. Vinny Johnson.
The great Vinny Johnson.
Yeah, great nickname.
I love a modern day one, Roquan Smith, Agent Zero.
Yeah.
I think that's really
That was
cool.
also
Gilbert Arenas.
Gilbert Arenas' nickname.
Oh, really?
He was also
Okay.
Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Rob and I'm telling you, I don't think I'm exaggerating. We were given 70. We knew every one of them. We never
Stan
missed
the
one.
man, the usual.
We never missed a single one.
Well, we got a lively chat tonight. What's up, Jennifer? Always glad to see Ariel. She has a permanent season tickets to all things DLP. Hopefully we see you at Magoobys this weekend, 27th. We're doing stand-up. Myself, Eric Woodward, Tommy Simbazo, the Bussy Boys. They're recording an album.
I'll be there for both.
Hell yeah. Tommy Simbazo, Eric Woodward, and Tom Nutty's going to be your opener. Hackman, what's up? Hey, before we continue, congratulations is in order. James Hackman is the winner of our Constellation Edition Starfield.
James.
I was so stoked. We were pulling through all the different Twitch users, I should say. And I saw that Jay Hackman 2324 come up, and I said, good. A hero won this bad boy. And I can't encourage you enough, James. eBay this thing. I mean, immediately. Eat it if you want to.
Yeah, you need a sandwich more than you need.
Put it in a
It's
microwave.
yours. Do what you want with it.
It's yours. Shove it
Have
up your
sex with it.
backside.
Yes.
Yes. Have sex with
don't
it.
do that.
No.
You'll lose value.
It's Brown Starfield. Yes. Do whatever you want to. And Britt, I guess Britt, dear friend Britt, needs a good vibe. She says she's got a couple of MRIs. I got a muscle through Monday. Sending some good vibes your way. And Mac, you are always making me laugh. Shoemake, what's up, pal? One of the founding fathers as well, Ariel. And also pay attention to the end of the show tonight because we're trying something a little bit new. For anybody that's a Patreon subscriber, we can't get to all the $5 levels, but 10, 20, and up, we're shouting out everyone at the end, and we're going to botch your name. I'm fully stealing this idea.
Give your address to.
We're going to dox you. We're going to be over there. We're going to send Jeremy Woodworth by. And
we will give your first and last name and your email address.
Yeah, we're going to give routing numbers to your checking account, your kid's bus schedule. So we'll see you there. If you
Nothing weird.
Nothing strange at all. Turn around. We're there right now. So, yeah, again, to everybody that's in there, we hope to see you on Friday. Speaking of which, if we can just kind of jump right into it. We still have never gotten into, and at this point, I feel like there's a little dust on it, but Rob and I had a pretty serious, you weren't there for it,
right,
Joe, but Rob and I had a pretty serious comedy conversation during, it was what Tony, our friend Tony Graysick, Larry Poon, would call a TGI Fridays moment.
Mm-hmm.
TGI Fridays was a moment where when I was living in Rockville, really struggling.
We need to talk.
We need to, I would text him like, hey, you want to go to TGI Fridays? And go, Christ, what are you going through?
Yeah.
And inevitably, like 5 times out of 5, I would just have this downward comedy spiral while we sat there and ate endless apps. And we had one at the, is it a double T or silver? What's the
I believe it's called Double T. It's
Double T done.
Right near my apartment.
Yeah, Double T.
And yeah, this was early summer, and just it just me whining incessantly about
did it help?
stand-up. It did, but I'm still
For a little
He
bit.
needs to do it again.
Yes.
Yeah, we need another
We need
session.
another course.
We
another
need
fresh-
something else.
Okay, another meal.
So this Friday, Magoobys, 2 shows. I already have trouble following Tommy. I have trouble following Eric. I still perform. I still perform. But I'm following Bussy this time, which we've seen now multiple times at multiple events, including Seinfeld trivia, which, side note, there's already been a 98 discussion. That's coming back on.
Yeah, when
Yes,
it needs
that's
to. It was
100% happening.
Good.
And I wasn't even the one to bring it up. So
Oh, good.
Awesome.
shout out. Someone in the inner workings of 98 said, hey, we need to get another one of those DLP trivia nights back on the books. So I'm thinking we could even do the answers murder. I mean, that one's ready to
We
go.
can do that.
We can do that as well.
Anyway,
Anyways,
get with the Ravens. We can do once the season's over. Ravens
a
trivia.
Ravens trivia,
Orioles
would
trivia.
crush. Oh my god, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
call Lamar
98 Rock
Jackson.
trivia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, your nephew knows him. He's met him.
New Patreon's out, by the way.
He's met him 50 times in
Yeah.
public.
Yeah.
Listen to the Patreon. You'll get that.
Yeah, please listen to the Patreon. Just a little front sell like we like to do about the Patreon. Maybe the filthiest episode
So that's saying a lot.
we've ever done
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
Patreon. There are things in
The
there.
things that Robbie said.
Robbie's fault.
Making hustler
Dirty.
editors blush.
Dirty man.
Some of the things that you proposed for your beautiful fiance might have split you two up on tonight's Patreon. So go give it a listen. But I don't do a ton of stand-up.
Mhm.
I do, and I remember it was on this program like a year ago. I'm like, I'm done, and I'm done with stand-up. Stand-up's done with me, but these gigs come up, and Magoobys is great, and they pay well, and I get to hang out with everybody. And you, Rob, you work more than basically any comedian I know. I mean, you're up, except for the past couple weeks, you're pretty much every weekend.
Well, it's about to get crazy. 5 in a row, 7 of 8.
So you don't do open mics or showcases anymore. You don't have time. When you're home, you want to relax, you want to play
Yes.
golf. So you sort of write and test stuff on the road. You'll
Yes.
come up with something, and you're a pro. Start out with something you know is going to work, end with something you know that's going to pop.
Yes.
But in the middle, after you've earned a little goodwill, slide a little something in there. Oh, that thing's got legs. I'll try it next show. Ooh, that was stillborn. Not going to say it again. Or maybe I'll reword it. All right. I have no time and no chance to ever
Right, to test
to
it.
flesh any
Yeah.
of this stuff out.
This is okay.
This is for Magoobys
Right.
on Friday. So, I mean, I've written a big chunk of new stuff. None of it has been field tested. None of it's been refined. The first time you write a joke, Joe, you've written a joke. It's
Thanks.
like, it's what I'm saying in the course of comedy.
Yeah.
When you will
Yeah.
write, Joe wrote one joke, and that's 90% crowd work. That you'll write something, and then on the 20th take, it starts
Oh.
to take shape.
Yeah.
And then a
that's
year
right.
later, ready to go.
Mhm.
Well, yes and no. You have a home field advantage.
Yeah.
I definitely have home field advantage.
They're
at
your
Magoobys.
people. They're our people.
They're there to see you.
They've
Yeah.
already laughed at the filth that is Nutty and Bussy.
They're excited
Yeah.
to see you.
So
Yeah.
it's actually a good because you're different than Nutty. Obviously, Bussy's its own thing. But there's going to be like things you can follow up on what they said, what they did.
Oh, there's gonna be callbacks all
It's-
night long. I'm dressing like those two. I'm doing the purple stripe, denim,
Yes.
everything. It's gonna be a a night full of bussy.
You're going to come up with a joke in the moment. Then later on, you should record these sets and say, okay, how can I make that organically
Sure.
be a joke in a set where there's no bussy. There's no, because that'll happen.
Yeah.
You'll say something funny and you won't be able to repeat it word for word.
Do you have days where you just feel funny? You feel funny as hell. You're in your car by yourself.
Not right now.
Almost talking out loud. Well, we were having a bit of a moment, but you're talking out loud in the car. Like, God damn.
I do a lot
that's
of
gonna
writing
be
in the
great.
car. I'll just say something out loud.
A lot of writing, traveling, probably on the plane,
Yeah.
probably in an Uber somewhere. You probably have the same thing. You got a little downtime. You're like talking to yourself,
That's what I used to do. Yeah.
coming up with something. You feel like, God damn, I feel funny. Like a couple days ago, I was like, I for whatever reason in my head, I was like in the pocket.
Right.
I'm good. O-line's holding up, and I was like, God, why can't it be tonight? Yesterday didn't feel funny.
Right.
I mean, the stars got to align. So
Yeah.
I'm fingers crossed the pendulum swings in the funny direction come Friday.
Dude, we're gonna
It's
kill
gonna
it.
be a good
You're
time.
gonna kill it Wednesday night at the Improv for the murder mystery. So you're gonna have that mojo of being hilarious.
Yeah, it's going to be packed.
Yeah.
It's going to be packed.
Right.
If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, please, Magoobys.com. 2 shows, 7 and 9:30,
That sounds right.
I believe.
It
That's
is 7
close.
and 9:30, and there are also still a few tickets available for the DC Improv too. So if you're listening to this,
7:30 Wednesday.
if you're listening to this the day it
25th.
comes out,
Yeah.
you can see us that night at the DC Improv.
You just have to don't overthink it. Just throw out these jokes.
Oh, no. I've got
If
it.
they don't work, then just shit on yourself for thinking you could get a laugh.
Yeah.
You're good at that.
You got to twist it back in and
Yeah.
say, that was really dumb to
You'll
have done that.
also do your first 10 to 15 minutes on something that had just happened.
I will probably obviously call back to
And
Bussy,
you'll
Nutty,
get a
whatever.
bunch of goodwill, and then you'll tell probably a joke you've told before, and then you'll delve into your new joke. They'll work. I
You're
know
gonna-
they'll
You
work.
also one time at Magoobys took the wireless mic into the bathroom and took her shit
It went
for
so
your
badly.
headlining set, and you've been booked 9 times since.
That was not a good call. That was absolutely
All
one
right.
of the
Well,
dumbest
you
things
learned.
I've ever done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't do that. Is that part of your new material?
Not great. Not great. Yeah, that's.
Are you
Never
reading
even-
my notepad?
I'm reading some of the jokes that I wrote here right now. and
Can you
some of
just
the
do you
stuff-
have the
Yeah,
premises?
Yeah,
Oh
good.
my God!
Just
I
give
have-
us the premises.
Give us a premise.
Okay,
Even-
I have. Okay, this I wrote like a
All
couple
right.
of weeks ago. I said there's a stat out there that says every 5 seconds somebody dies,
hack.
and that's
No.
because there's a guy with a stopwatch standing there with a gun just shooting people.
That sounds like a headbird.
Okay.
We'll
joke.
see.
Yeah.
Another
All right.
one I wrote. Let's see here. My ex-girlfriend used to swallow her Plan B pill with Red Bull. That baby was going to get its wings one way or another.
Hey, listen, what you should do
You're
is
writing one-liners down.
hold your phone
Good
out.
you.
And be like,
Yes.
hey, I
Hey, can I read these?
Yeah,
My
yeah.
name is Justin Schlegel, and I'm going to read
Be
25
like,
jokes.
I don't know if these are going to work, but let me give you my ideas. You could, that would work.
Yeah, I literally might in the middle of it just fully steal Josh Spiegel's random thoughts
Yeah.
and put it out there. I did hear something funny. This is not mine, but I heard this and I laughed so much I wrote it down. I said the term "soup of the day" implies that there's a much darker and mysterious soup that awaits the soup of the night.
That's your
That's
special title, Soup of the Night.
Soup of the night.
Of all the things, and I'll be in Colorado, so I will not witness Friday and Saturday. But of all my issues or concerns with how that weekend will go, the least of my concern is your headlining and doing
Yeah,
it
right.
Yeah, Friday will go. I mean, again, if I'm in the weeds, I'll spend the hits and get in, get out. But I do know that I'm also playing. It's home field advantage, but everyone that's been there, I'm gonna guess probably 70% of them have seen me
Okay.
in the not too distant past,
Yeah.
and they're gonna go, okay, he's
No,
playing
but
satisfaction
people
again.
want to, dude. No, people want to do. They want to hear. There are jokes that you tell that we want to hear, and we get excited to hear them. So yes, you I think you have that. You're also going to do enough crowd work and improv. It's more improv than crowd work a lot of times when you're just kind of stream of consciousness.
Yeah,
so you kinda-
I'm gonna get into the. I'm gonna
definitely
get into the
record
crowd
some
some.
stuff.
You'll
No, I'm gonna
do
record
that,
a bunch of it.
and you'll
Yeah.
build up a bunch of goodwill. And then there are people who have seen you who are going to want to hear the Monopoly bit. They're going to
God
want to hear it.
damn,
You know what I
Mac
mean?
already
So-
guessed my closer. Son of a bitch.
Pie plate.
Yeah, I'm doing pie plate. I'm doing pie plate.
Hey, God, let me tell you something real quick. This is bad. You don't
Okay.
know this yet. Okay.
Oh,
So,
is this?
Hell yeah.
yeah.
I know this. This is
so my son's birthday was the 22nd. He spent it with his mom. Anyway, so I took him out on Thursday night,
Okay.
2 days before for his birthday. We went to a Sly Fox. We had some pizza. I went with Katie and him and Katie. Afterwards, we went across the street to the Annapolis ice cream shop. I believe that's what it's called. Okay. And it is packed. It's packed. If you know the line snakes. So it's up against the wall, and then it snakes in front of where the ice cream flavors are. And there's one girl working, and she is fucking
She's struggling,
running, stressed. What would you like it? You can tell she's obviously got fucked over by somebody.
Someone didn't show up for work.
Someone didn't show up for
quit.
work. Someone didn't. You're right, exactly. So someone just taking too long of a break. Whatever. So we get to the very, very end of the line where it's about to wrap around, and she goes, "Excuse me 1 second, guys." Now, there's 20 people there, right? She walks as far away as I am from that a curtain right there.
Okay, so about for those that can't see or that I'm not streaming on YouTube right now, shout out Kelsey. Tom just joined us, and Pam, you're a sweetheart. That's what, 10 feet?
Less than 10 feet.
Okay.
And she gets on her phone and she is getting ready to read the riot act to whoever didn't show up to work.
She's getting ready to walk out by the sound.
She is furious, obviously. And I see her doing that. She's texting, and I go, "Get your ass back to work or I will kill you. Send." But I didn't get send out. All she heard me say was, "Get back to work or I will kill you." Okay, now listen.
No, I hate this. My skin is crawling.
Okay, so I go.
Oh.
So literally, I say to her,
"You dumb son of a bitch."
I say to
I
this
hate this
girl. Okay, by the way, how old do you think this girl is?
I can't even look at
She's
you.
about 19 years old.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't look at you.
And I say to her, "Get back to work or I will kill you." That's what she hears. Now, before I say send, she goes, "I'm hurrying. I'm hurrying." I go, no,
You fucking
no.
monster.
Oh my God. Hey, I swear to God, I wanted to fucking throw myself off the building.
I
okay?
bet. Did you try and explain your way out of it?
I go, no, I wasn't. I was trying to, no. How do I explain that?
Oh, no. I was doing a bit where I was
right,
pretending to
exactly.
know what you
So
were
now
typing.
I go, no, that's not what that's not what Now, when I do that, my son turns to me and he goes, "Dad, you really need to," and I go, "No, don't, don't. I don't need you piling on me right now, okay? Don't take a
Don't double down.
I'm telling you right now, I'm in my worst place right now.
We have 3 OMGs on the chat.
Oh.
Max says she got Robinson.
Rob says Joe being Joe. Mac Merchant hashtag Joe things. Dude, the minute you said that, my skin started crawling.
So
Is Katie mortified at this point?
Katie doesn't say one word. Okay, she understands.
She's
that
staring daggers through.
Well,
you.
no, she knows I feel fucking horrible.
She knows that what you're feeling is worse than any punishment she
I
could levy.
literally told a girl who's probably in high school, and if she's
having
not,
the most
she's
stressful day of work.
having
Maybe
the
her
worst
last
work.
day at work.
Yeah.
that I was going to kill her. That's what I told her. I told her I was going to kill her. That's what I said.
Can I tell you something similar that I did
I
to
want
this?
you to get to the kicker, though.
Oh, please.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So
So
after all
we get up
this-
in the front, and I order my ice cream. Before I do, I go, "Hey, listen, I was reading what I thought you were texting to that coworker. I'm so sorry, but as best as I could.
I would
do
have
it."
never said that.
She goes, "Oh, okay, yeah." Like I didn't get what I get it. I didn't get that from her, right? So I order it, and she hands me my ice cream, and I go, "Hey, I ordered sprinkles."
Oh no.
I fucking okay.
He could just accept.
Just take what you got.
That's
Just
what-
take what you got.
that's what
Because
Katie
you
goes.
know I have a temper. I want my sprinkles.
Yeah.
Well,
Joe
she went
just fastballs it against the wall.
Hey, she went and got them.
I bet you got your sprinkles.
Kill her.
Hey,
No.
I know
I'm
where you
sorry.
live.
I'm
Give me the
sorry.
sprinkles.
Hey, then, wait, one more
You
thing.
forgot my sprinkles, you dumb bitch.
So then I lean over to Katie. I go, "Hey, give her a big tap," because Katie was
Hey, take care of her. Take care of her. Oh my.
Katie just has to go around town, see people for Joe's indiscretions and just make an ass.
She gave
of
her
himself.
$1,000.
I was gonna say, was that like the least enjoyed ice cream ever? Is you just sat there and just eat it
Oh
in
my
shame?
God! I was like, well, this is
Happy birthday, son.
this is as honest. Also, I was pissed at my son, so that was bad. It was his birthday. But as honest as I can be, as soon as I got out of the restaurant, I'm like, well, at least I have it for the show.
Mac made a good point. What's a 50-year-old guy do with sprinkles?
Hey, they're fire.
Joe Robinson and my buddy Evan, they each love sprinkles. Hey,
Coffee ice cream with chocolate sprinkles.
let's take a quick break. Before we do, I'm going to kiss this guy's ass before we even get into the commercials. Randolph Rice, that angel sent from heaven.
You're
Again,
listening
to the DLP agenda. Randolph, you sweetheart. Do you hear what he did with the commercials on 98 Rock?
No. By the way, we have a new ad, so don't fast forward once you hear this new ad.
Not
But go
quite
ahead.
yet. You're going to want to hear what's coming up. Randolph turned his Rice Murthaposaurus ad, ricelawmd.com, into an ad with Josh, who's a hard get at the station. He's one of the most in-demand voice talents, to voice a spot promoting the Magoobys show.
Oh, really?
Dude, it's 100% promoting the
awesome.
Friday night.
What a legend.
He got a bunch of tickets. He himself, his own pocket,
No, I knew that.
bought up a bunch of tickets
Yeah.
to give away on multiple shows all month long. Didn't have to do that. He turned his October advertising into a DLP comedy night advertisement. That guy, man, he doesn't know this, and God, I hope he doesn't listen to this episode. He could stop paying us. He'll still get ads. I'll still keep running his
So
ads.
Yes.
should I put the step and repeat up on the comedy night?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
absolutely.
Roll
Bring
it
it. Yeah, yeah.
all
All right,
out. No, I'm telling
yeah.
you.
All right.
The We'll Talk S About You hashtag. I mean,
Okay, I'll bring it
QR
all.
code up
Yep,
on the stage.
I'll bring it all.
All that
Just leave
stuff.
it there.
Please.
So
Speaking of
yeah.
which, let's thank them. Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Justin from the DLP Agenda here, sending some love my way to my favorite member of the Rice, Murtha, and Posaurus legal team, Mr. Randolph Rice himself. I think of my man while I sip out of this snifter of brandy, stretching out half-dressed on this alpaca rug, 75% alpaca. The other 25%, it's asbestos, which leads me to believe I've got a personal injury case that I could hit up my boy toy with. That's right, Randolph Rice, the leader of the squad, double R-rated lawyer superstar, the undefeated, undisputed, reigning, defending legal champion who's going to step into the squared circle of that judge's courtroom, and the next thing you know, your case and the opposition, you're going through a flaming table of raw sexual financial satisfaction. I want you to look up the entire team right now at Rice Murthaposaurus by going to ricelawmd.com/. That's ricelawmd.com/. Speaking of gigs, we were about to get into it on the Patreon. You said, no. Everyone needs to hear this. I'm just going to read what's written on screen. There are no diseases being supported or eliminated on my show. What's the cancer gig?
Okay. By the way, we're going to give an update. We're going to talk all about the match here in a second.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah. Have we even front sold that
we
yet?
haven't.
Yes, it took place.
yeah.
The Restivo versus Rob match took place.
I
So,
want them to wait for that.
Yeah.
That's the headliner on this
Okay.
podcast.
We'll wait until after.
Oh,
the next
that's
break.
the grand finale of this thing.
So I get a message on Facebook. Hi, Rob. I'm familiar with you from 98 Rock and Steve Huber, who, if you don't know, used to work at 98 Rock, good friend of ours, now works over at the Bay. I work for the American Cancer Society.
Okay.
And we have a military, family, and veterans call coming up November 1st. I'm reaching out to determine if you may have 5 minutes to dedicate for some comedy for the attendees. I've seen that you've done USO events and thought this could be a match. If you want to talk, yada, yada, yada. So I see November 1st, and I know right away I can't do that because I'm having my surgery on October 31st. Then the following day, I'm having the plastic surgery portion of this 2-day surgery.
Yeah.
So, but when I respond, I realize I'm responding. It almost sounds like I'm trolling
it's like you're making it
because
up.
I say, hey, blank, thanks for reaching out. Unfortunately, I'm having surgery to remove some skin cancer on the 31st and the plastic surgery portion on November 1st. So I'll be out of commission.
That sounds even keeled enough.
But I don't say like, oh, ironically or funny you should. I act like,
oh, you need
It's
my
like-
help. I
yeah.
need your help.
No,
it's
I
like
hope
if somebody
you raise
says,
enough
hey,
money to help me.
do you want to do this firefighters convention thing? Sorry, I have a fire to put out that day.
Yeah,
I
sorry,
mean,
I'm on fire.
It sounds like I'm trolling and saying,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, I
was
can't
her-
do your cancer gate because I have cancer that day.
What was her
It
response?
sounds- Well, she goes, hey, thanks for the quick reply. Best wishes for speedy recovery. If there's anything the American Cancer Society can do to help, let me know.
Hey, ask her for money.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but it sounds like I'm just
Can I
saying,
forward you my
no,
bill?
I can't do your cancer gate because I have cancer. Do you?
Hey,
Am I wrong?
I'd love to,
feel
but I
like-
got my own battles to fight
Yes.
right now.
she's saying if there's anything we can do, I dare you to ask for something.
It's
well,
funny you should
my
say
insurance
that.
isn't covering it.
It sounds like you guys are putting together
Yes.
a couple of bucks.
We're the guy. I'm the guy you're trying to help. So.
Yeah. But I felt like after I should have said something like,
You're never
it's-
gonna believe this.
It's not it's great, right? That's how I should have
Yeah.
worded
Yeah.
it.
No,
But
She
now
goes,
I
hey, can you contribute or donate to cancer? You go, no, I have cancer.
yes,
No.
right.
Okay.
Listen,
I need to
I'm-
be donated.
I'm
too.
on the front lines of this myself right now. I think I should get a couple of bucks. from
Do
that
I
night.
send her like a picture after it and say, see, I'm recovering.
Just in
like,
case you
or is
wanted
she like,
to-
wow, how long is it gonna keep up this bit?
Wow, a long time.
Yeah.
Each time you send it, move it to the other side of the
Right.
nose.
Shave your head.
Just keep doing it. Yeah, but not your eyebrows.
I
Okay.
have to fake my death just to get out of this awkward conversation.
There's a picture of you. Robbie, can you Photoshop John Cena standing at his bedside? I just send a picture of Cena, which it just occurred to me. You know what would be the ultimate universal irony? What if Cena gets cancer?
Yeah.
Who visits him?
Yeah, one of those kids.
One of the kids, there's some kid that was in full recovery one day goes and you can't see me because I've crossed the Rainbow Bridge.
Rob, tell her I know how she can raise 50 grand.
Good.
Patreon.
Listen to the
good
Patreon.
callback. Yes.
There is some monies and sex act hypotheticals on the Patreon that it is both a number so high and so low that you'll be upset by each end of the spectrum. It's stunning the amount of monies discussed and not discussed on the Patreon. It's one of the filthier episodes we've ever
and
done.
we stand by that.
And we do. We stand by all the filth. Before we get to the main event of things, the 5-plated invitational, which, by the way, there's a story about that on the Patreon as well.
Yes.
A little kicker, a little bonus, a little post-credit scene if you've ever seen a
Little
Marvel
19th
film.
hole.
Exactly. Who was sitting up here
Oh,
in the
Rob-
VLP studios?
Yeah, well, let me say this. So, my friend Phil brought his kids over, right?
Ugh.
And no, you know me. Yeah, I like kids.
We were having a little thing.
okay?
We were watching Ohio State, Penn
Yeah.
State. Only I really cared about the game.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Let me just say this. Rob's often said that he thinks he's as good with kids as I am.
I'm very confident.
You know
Okay.
what? I've never seen you in action.
Mhm.
That's a tall order.
Well,
Okay.
you know how Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis, they're two great actors. That's Katie's favorite actor, Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio, and but they were in a movie together. And when it was Gangs in New
Gangs
York.
in New York. Yeah, yeah.
And when they were in a movie together, one of them stole the movie.
Oh, Bill the Butcher.
And that was Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Well, Rob had every opportunity when the kids were over, and I dominated. I
Okay.
dominated.
That's not accurate.
I didn't dominate.
What was your move with the kids?
No, I was there because I am a diehard Ohio State football.
I got
fan.
there was. Hey,
I'm there to watch the game.
I went up at halftime.
So-
recorded a radio show with them.
Yeah.
What did you do to
You-
ingratiate with the kids? Rob?
Not a thing. I
Right.
was there for the game.
Yeah.
Didn't want to make an effort. And I, by the way, Joe needed this. He needed somebody to laugh at him.
Needed a
So
win.
he
Oh,
needed,
oh, God.
he needed after the week he's had, the ice cream lady.
I
he
did-
needed somebody that's closer to a teenager.
I was
wish
crushing.
I
these
could
kids.
crush it on stage on Friday the way I crushed
Listen,
when
I'm
Evan and his
telling you.
friends.
No,
Evan
but
and a bunch of
you were-
7-year-old
you
kids
are
I
good.
murder.
No, I'm not good.
Not-
I'm the best.
Well, it's because you actually do want to talk to them because you are constantly looking for a new audience.
Can I tell you
And
this?
they
right.
give that to
Are
you.
giving me attention.
Exactly.
Epstein wishes he was that good.
That's true.
Okay.
He does.
Jared wishes he had
Hey,
your charisma with
I
kids.
know both kids kept scooting close. Did you notice that?
Yes.
They kept scooting close to me. All they cared about was whether or not I was watching them play their video games. They wanted me to watch them.
and take interest
Yes.
and watch what I'm doing
Now-
here. And you had
yeah.
no
And you know
idea
what I
what's
did?
happening.
No, I took interest.
Leaned in.
You
Oh,
did.
yeah. I was like, what? Now, what's that? A mushroom? Okay. And you're going to throw that ball over that thing? Oh, no, watch out. Yeah, the whole thing.
I've had to reintroduce
I'm not going to do that.
Evan to my dad and brother
Mhm.
every time they've ever come over since he was born. My brother was over this past weekend. My son has no idea who he is. He remembers Cousin Joe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he asks about Cousin Joe.
Okay. Yeah.
He does the high five bit with me where he's trying to like break my hand. The amount of Joe, when you were doing stand up full time, you were never known as like a big physical comedian.
No.
You're more of a crowd work intellectual guy, but you'd be pretty stationary.
Intellectual guy.
I mean, he's, for his comedy,
Yeah, okay.
smarter than a lot
Sure,
of
all
people.
right,
out
okay,
there,
thanks.
but
real.
pretty
Oh, I got that on the way home.
on the way home. Like,
Is that Stephen Hawking?
Oh,
you're locked in place. Okay. The amount of Bobcat Goldthwait that comes out of you around kids. I mean, the amount of
I'm like
Dane,
Rafi.
dude, you're Dane Cook,
Yes.
harmful of swallowed. I mean, you really drink up the stage in front of children. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, now
Would you
I
like a little montage of their show that they recorded?
I
Oh,
would
God.
love what
What?
you got.
Hold on.
let's
Yeah.
see how funny you are now.
What?
Joe.
No, don't play this.
How long's the clip? How long is it?
R2D2 or Clone Troopers.
It's a good guy. Are there lots of them?
Yeah. The only way they were created, it started with 1, then it got cloned like 3,000 million times.
And then they clone the 2 into 4.
Yeah.
Then they clone the 4 into 8.
Yeah.
Then they clone the 8 into 16.
Yeah.
And then the 16 into 32.
Intellectual.
And 32 into 64.
Yep.
64 into 128.
Yep.
Then 256. Nate, your
Okay,
favorite
now you're
video
showing
game?
off.
My favorite's probably Minecraft Dungeon.
Have you made it all the way through?
We
Game
die
sucks.
every single time.
Darth Vader. Bum, 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 bum.
May I?
Bum, bum,
Boring.
bum, bum, bum.
I feel like I've won now.
Yeah.
All right, turn this
I
off.
take everything back.
God.
Rob, you're the best I've ever seen
All
with
right,
kids,
turn
and I've
this off.
never seen you do it.
That star's pretty bad.
I've never
But
seen
Are you
struggle.
still playing it?
All right, turn it off. Turn it
Jesus.
off.
Oh my Christ!
No,
but
listen.
Phil and his wife Allison, the parents, they said they listened to each episode like 3 times.
Yes. No.
Well, the episode's like a minute long.
The
right?
episodes are about 3 minutes long.
Okay.
Yes. There's one episode when he says his favorite video game is Pac-Man. Okay. That was Zach. And I go, what do you like about it? He goes, he had no idea. He came up with nothing.
That was in the month.
Okay.
Oh,
he
sorry.
came up with
God.
nothing. And then I go, have you heard the song Pac-Man Fever?
Of course he hasn't.
No. And I play it. And now
How did you play it on your phone?
I literally pulled it up on my phone.
Did you have a 45 of it?
I played it right into the Robbie had the 45.
Did you
No,
plug
I-
in the reel to reel?
Okay, so I put it up to my phone. Now my friend Phil says I have to listen to Pac-Man Fever every day.
Oh no!
You know, they're
He
constantly,
misses banana phone.
They're constantly listening to
He
Pac-Man.
misses Baby Shark because of Pac-Man fever.
Pac-Man Fever.
I think we should start because you had the funny conversation with Eric's children, his daughters, specifically the one,
Mhm.
Susie, I believe. I think maybe we should start offering this to our listeners. They could come over and have your kids do a podcast with Joe.
Yeah, I'll do a podcast.
Oh God!
God.
Okay, we have to do another 98 Rock sing off with Jelly Roll. Please forward that to me so I can play that out of my phone on stage into the microphone on Friday. That's going to be my closer. Is Joe singing Pac-Man Fever while I jack off furiously in front of the crowd?
Jackman fever.
That
Yes.
was not intended for
Hey,
public consumption.
This is me pivoting a little bit. Can we get a near idea that is speaking of bringing people over to do a temporary podcast, like a
Pop-up pod.
the pop-up pod. You had a pretty good idea, Rob, about starting to meet some of our dear friends out there in the DLP universes, your Hackmans, your Bergsons, your Melissa Bookers, Brittany's, Ariels of the world, like to do like a DLP listener showcase.
I did.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that was you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we're going to start a YouTube
Yeah.
on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@DLPagenda. Do a little Zoom interview, meet the agenda.
Yeah.
Do a little 5-minute interview with the Ariels, if you're willing, Mac Bergson, Brittany, James Hackman, whoever's willing. Get to know you. Posted up clips, little 60-second
Have
shorts
some
on our
people
YouTube.
like meet each other
Yeah.
on these things. Yeah, like a
I
quick,
know.
like
the
like-
people we talk about all the, Jen loves sports.
I
She
don't
keeps
want
messing me on
Mac
all our
doing
wins.
that. He's gonna be shitting on me the whole
which
time.
is why we gotta control the parameters. So what we do is we treat this thing like inside the actor's studio.
Yeah.
And
I see.
we have a preset 3 questions. We lock it all up.
Yes.
Favorite word, least favorite word. By the way, the least favorite word episode with Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh yeah,
Pretty legendary. Ariel, don't listen to it. And that we give them these 3 boilerplate questions, 60 seconds and under. We put it up as a YouTube short. And I
Yeah.
think we let people in the 50-20 range first have a crack at it, 10 down to 5. I think we give the Patreon folks.
I think
the
that's a
first
great
crack at
idea.
it. The Shoemakes of the
Mhm.
world, Evelyn, Jess, Karen, welcome to the program. Brittany. Yeah, I love the idea. And Brittany even had an idea. I don't know how we could afford it.
It's almost like Mudge's idea about little.
God, horrible. idea.
Yes.
What if, hear me out. I know you guys got a show coming up next weekend, right? Go on Joe Rogan.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just call him. Yeah.
Why
No.
don't you guys perform from
Yeah.
Disneyland?
Why have you ever thought about maybe doing Madison Square Garden? How about this? What if you guys
Have you
got
ever heard
the
of Wembley Stadium?
I know you're looking to do a new intro. Have you ever suggested the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
You know what Starlink is? Could you have Elon Musk put your?
Why don't you guys perform from the ISS? I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Brittany says, how about a DLP cruise? I mean, we could all grow on a cruise together.
We can do
We're
a
not,
cruise,
we're not going to
but-
charter a boat.
Dude,
a cruise line.
yes. You remember we used to do the JSS
It's just
karaoke
us.
cruise.
It's 30 of us on the carnival.
Does anybody have a boat we can borrow? Like a small, like 10-person boat?
Our buddy Jack.
Yeah,
Our
Jack.
buddy Randolph
Oh,
Rice
Randolph.
Hello.
has a banger craft.
All right.
That might be a summer goal next year.
Yes.
For some reason, I have a feeling Randolph would be okay.
Oh no, Randolph would
Yeah.
say yes. We're streaming this on YouTube, 7:50 Tuesday the 24th. I will have heard from him by the 25th. He's as DLP ahead as there is. He'll start making plans for next Saturday. It's one of the best times I had this year. That guy gets down
All right.
on that boat.
I mean,
We do the DLP cruise, but it's literally one person. Us 3, Randolph, 1 listener. maybe a significant other. 2 people.
Well, that we can pull off.
That
Yeah.
we can easily
Yes.
do. But we can still call it a cruise. It's on a goddamn boat. Brittany, you know what? Brittany, you're the very first winner. Next
Hello.
year, you and your
Just
husband,
you.
we tie ankle weights to him. We push his ass
Husband.
overboard. Way
Yeah.
to go. Holloway his ass. All of us are Vandersloot. We take you out for some onion rings.
What happens on the boat stays on the boat.
And in your
Yeah.
bloodstream. Yeah, we'll have a real good time. So yes, I think that would be very, very funny. So yeah, we'll start doing that. I love the idea of a
No,
YouTube
we
short.
want, look, thank you for all the new subscribers. Again, youtube.com/@DLP Agenda. You can stream the show live. Again, next week, that'll be on Monday night, 7:15. That'll be the 30th of October. Correct? Yes. But yeah, we're trying to add content, shorts, videos, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, do us a favor and share the stuff as you can. There's a couple of shorts up there now. I mean, you got to understand the content's not suited for kids, but take the content, especially the shorts. That's the most easily consumable stuff. Take it, share it, post it, do whatever you can. Also, click the community page on YouTube. Also, we're putting up polls, we're putting up future topic suggestions, things like that. The Twitch is really taking off. It's me streaming games, twitch.tv/Justin98Rock. It's usually every Wednesday. And I know I'm promoting this and I'm already moving the day. It's going to be every Wednesday moving forward, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. We have a DC Improv show tomorrow. So I'm
Right.
bumping it one day to Thursday. It's just going to be
That's
Thursday
fair.
this week and then right back on schedule next week. So please, twitch.tv/Justin98Rock. I'm still waiting for the shift to the DLP brand. But what, by the way, I'm shocked, Joe, you've watched it. Now, I know
Yeah.
you drink and everything we do. You listen to Dork Dynasty. You don't play games. You listen at Laughs Count Anywhere. New episodes up, by the
I
way.
watched you play Final Fight for 45 minutes.
Really?
That's right.
Did you find it
I
entertaining?
did.
You're not just saying that because it's me. Like, you actually, if you did
Well,
not
I
know
don't know how
me,
to
would you
separate
drink that in?
I don't know. You're my friend. You know what I mean? It's also our product.
But
Yeah.
visually, you find it just entertaining,
all-
right?
Is
I'm
it
also-
pleasing product on the
Yes.
Dude, I'm watching it down on my big screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome.
Also, for anybody that's watching this after the fact, not on the stream right now, somebody said like, oh man, these guys look like they're recording on a camera from 10 years ago. This, for whatever reason, this video doesn't default to high def. You got to click that little cog, click it, change it.
Yes.
It's in high
You can do
definition.
it.
You
Yeah.
can do it. Go
It's
down
your
there
fault.
and change the definition.
Get your
setting.
life
Yeah,
together.
don't be
Seriously.
calling us out.
Fix
Yeah.
your
If you don't know how to
ass.
fix your
Get
own
your
stuff,
head
Look
out of your ass.
in the fucking mirror.
Block
why,
him.
Why would
Block
they be
him.
critical of us? And are they going to apologize now?
Better up and back me for 50
Maybe
bucks.
we might have overreacted.
Sorry about that.
Actually, feedback is good.
I
Please.
blacked out for a
Yes.
second. And my
Sorry.
hands are covered in blood
Bit
right
of a
now.
dipper
And I don't
situation.
know where I was at. So, yeah, we got a ton going on. I love the cruise idea, Brittany. Thank you for that. And at the end of the program, by the way, I'm going to be reading off as many $10, $20, and $50 members of the Patreon as I can to thank you. If you're a $5 member, we love you. There's just so many of you. We can't say your name, but bump up to Finer Smoking Pleasure
Oh yeah.
with that $10 patronage, and you'll be set to go.
When
it
we
time?
come back,
Yeah.
of course, the match, we've talked about it. I believe the idea first came about almost 2 months ago.
I
When
believe it was Chris's idea.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy this worked out.
Yeah, it did. It did work out. When I had my hole-in-one, I posted about it, and Chris was on Instagram. No congrats, no good job, no proud of you. It was simply, I bet I could beat you. Then I posted another shot that was almost hole-in-one, same thing. So therefore, we had the match. It did happen. We have the result, and we'll tell you all about it when we come back.
And now, a sample of Laughs Count Anywhere, the pro wrestling and comedy podcast from the Die Laughing Productions crew, Eric Woodworth, Rob Mayer, and Justin Schlegel. It's Laughs Count Anywhere, exclusive to DLP Patreon members.
You know what I would love for a future Rob Finds Out? 1995 WCW Uncensored.
Writing this down.
95. Write this down. 1995, March 19th, the King of the Road match. They've never done a match like this again. They never will do this again. It was against the aforementioned Blacktop Bully, otherwise known as Barry Darsaw, Smash, Crusher Khrushchev, Mr. Hole-in-One, Rob. He had a golfer gimmick where he'd come down to the ring and he would swing his golf club.
That's intimidating.
It's amazing. Yes. this
What's his
guy's-
name again?
It's Barry Darsaw,
Okay.
scratch golfer. But in this, it's incredible. But they had this thing where for a little bit he played the Blacktop Bully. And what he was he was an unpredictable, dangerous, long haul trucker. And he
Ooh.
took on Dusty Rhodes' son, Dustin Rhodes, in a King of the Road match where they set up a truck that in the back of it just had bales of hay, and they wrestled while this truck drove cross country.
They're wrestling in a moving vehicle.
In a moving vehicle. They can't go too fast, so it's only going like 30 miles an hour.
You have
Cars
to,
are hung.
there has to be a winner by pinfall before they finish the cannonball run.
The agenda.
Hope you enjoyed that little sneak preview of Laughs Count Anywhere, the comedy and wrestling podcast. If you want to hear the full thing, we get into all things wrestling, not wrestling. We try and make you laugh while digging in to the squared circle, the sweeter science, I call it. It frankly is the only real sport out there. Myself, Eric Woodworth, and Rob Mayer. Now, I thought that this would go the way, because the way you set it up prior to the break, he did the same thing, Restivo, in trying to come on with JSS.
Yes.
To disastrous results.
He
years
mentioned
ago.
that to me. Actually,
Yes, where he
afterward.
destroyed his apartment, where he did the same thing, where he said he saw your hole in one, saw your golfing. I bet I can beat
Hey,
you.
who sees somebody hit a hole in one and then says, "I bet I can beat
You
you"?
can't. There's no
That's
no
the
way.
best you can do
You
on a hole.
can
so-
only tie
right.
them. That's
Yeah.
it. And for those that are new to the program, my morning show, my first love, JSS, years ago, he made a comment online saying, these guys just want to be Howard Sterns. You put me on there, I'll make that show funny. And much like the golf tournament, we took him up on it. And he fucking bombed for an hour to such a degree he made Nagasaki jealous.
Chris is a former open mic comedian. By open mic, I mean he would go to Eric's room, the Coco Lane in Old Ellicott City.
Yeah.
And then Joe would put him on the funniest person in Baltimore contest, the Comedy Factory, because he would put on 100 people every year for that
Oh,
show.
we also put him
Yeah.
on a real show.
Another big mistake.
And
of
got
ours.
yelled at by the booker. I
Absolutely.
mean, 10 minutes before I had to go on stage and try and make people laugh, I had a big fat Italian finger in my chest pressing into my breastplate as to what was I thinking putting him on. And he didn't get the joke.
Let me before we even get there, we're not even there yet. Remember, we said, what's your prediction for the match? There was Chris wins, Rob wins, but then there was this
I had
other,
sub predictions.
there was
Yes.
this other sliver that he didn't show up, and somehow
that was a
he-
big proportion
Right.
of that he wouldn't show up. That was very possible.
He had an excuse that made him look cool. Like he
He had
isn't going to say I couldn't get a ride.
Sorry, man. I was pinned under these three bitches
Right,
after
right.
a long
Yes.
night of doing
Okay.
coke and banging.
Now he did show up. However, Robbie, he showed up 30 minutes before the match started.
Right.
Impressive.
Who dropped him off?
Well, who did he say or who actually dropped?
Well, that's a good question. Who did
Yeah.
he say?
Someone from Melwood.
I'm going to say he said a stripper dropped him.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
A stripper dropped him off.
Did anyone see his driver?
No.
No.
Okay.
Didn't see.
Does one of his parents strip? Because in that case, he's not alive. Okay.
I did. I've met his dad, and we'll get to him later. I don't think he's a stripper.
Okay,
No.
dad's not
Yeah.
working the pole.
Yeah.
Honest
No.
working man.
So think
Okay.
about this. His dad was playing golf on the Eastern Shore, which is right past where these guys were playing. But instead of his dad dropping him off, he found some stripper who he showed me pictures of.
Mhm.
By the way, the stripper that he showed me pictures of, every time I've seen Chris over the last year, which may have been 2 or 3 times, he's shown me pictures of this
Yes.
girl.
The same one.
She's also wasn't sticking around. She wasn't going to take him home.
She dropped
which is
off and left.
45 minutes away.
So you know what? I'm going to give him that W. You had a stripper drop off.
Yes.
Now my sub prediction was that he would not make it all 9 holes. I imagined a theatric tantrum, a
Mhm.
knee snap of a club, chuck something into the woods, storms off, some production
Well,
to save face.
there was a clue that might be a problem, at least navigating the entire course, because it's a par 3.
Yeah. First
And-
of all, I don't think he knows. Although it's hard to not understand what that means.
Right.
I don't think he understood what a par 3 course was.
Because the first question he asked was what?
Oh, do we get carts?
That's correct.
Yes.
Where's
you,
our
you
car?
thought you were going to drive
Yeah,
basically a
Like-
chip and putt.
essentially
walkable course.
Yes.
driving the length of our drive.
You
Right.
don't even like.
Yes.
Have you ever seen anybody out there with a full golf
Yeah.
bag?
No,
Done.
hey, he
Yes.
brought
Chris
A
Restivo.
golf bag.
Yes.
So he goes, I'm used to playing along. He brought his driver,
Yes.
right? And we're like, what? He goes, I didn't know we weren't playing a regular course. He goes, well, that's all. It's only been discussed.
You're bringing a
Disgusting.
top
I
fuel
gave you-
dragster to a go-kart track.
Yes.
You also got here half hour later. You can stare at the course. You can literally see with your eyes.
See
You
who's
can
out
see.
there.
Now, when we got there, Dan Healy, the original Dan Healy, and our friend Erica's boyfriend and her father and the friend of theirs were already there.
Yeah.
They had just got done playing. They just happened to be there, and they see Chris, and because I don't think they know the backstory. So
Yeah.
I kind of got the vibe like, you're playing him in golf. Like, I guess you probably
because
suck.
he was
Is this
wearing-
that Big Brother Big Sister program?
You're right.
He was wearing. What was he wearing?
He was wearing khaki pants and those Hey Dude
shoes,
and
But he
like
had like a
some sort of like
shirt.
like
some
an
sort of-
Italian designer.
It's like Versace, but it's
Yeah.
spelled like
Oh
incorrectly.
yeah, no, it definitely was not.
SACHEY Versace. Yeah, it looked
knock
like
off
something
Tony
that,
Montana.
like
Yeah.
right when The Rock turned heel in the
Yeah.
late 90s
Right.
and he was the corporate champion.
Yes,
It's something like that. Ill-fitting. I mean,
it wasn't golf attire.
It's one of those shirts that's what a poor person thinks rich people wear.
Yes,
Yeah, yes.
100%. You look at that,
Now-
like DJ Khaled would have been proud
yes.
of him.
He
But I
tried-
said to him, I said, Chris, and Dan Healy said the same thing. I said, you're not going to need your driver. So, I mean, you can put it in my car. You're just carrying around extra weight.
What's
you
the
know?
largest club you need this thing? 6-iron?
I mean,
7 probably, right?
No, he used the 4-iron, but
Yeah.
the 7 is the longest
Okay.
club I use.
Yeah, you could probably putt most of them from
You
the,
can
from the
drive
tee
with your
box.
putter.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
they range from like 78 yards to 125.
Okay.
By the way, when he was at the tee box, he kept turning to the hole, like the last hole played, where it was like 30 feet away, trying to hit to it.
Yeah.
We were like, no,
No,
that way. You got to go to
It's not
over there.
20 feet away.
Yes, you're not going 20 feet.
Right.
Yes, you're going that way.
How do you not know
It's
that?
a
A
par
special
one.
shout out,
Yes.
by the way, to none other than Katie Robinson. She was our sports center. She was ESPN. She was
Yeah.
on the ground, a war correspondent. I kept checking in to the live feed. She did an
Awesome job.
exquisite
Thank you, Katie.
job keeping everything in frame, asking good questions. She was talking to you. She was, keeping a safe distance from Restivo.
Yeah.
And I never wanted this, by the way. I never wanted anybody to mess up his game. I wanted
No, that's a
natural him.
fair battle. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Keep it back. No heckling. No swing back.
The only trolling I did was bringing this Green Bay Packers golf ball. I
He
brought
told
3 of
us
them.
that if he got a hole in one with the Green Bay Packers golf ball, he wouldn't keep the ball. That's what he said. Now, here's something that's okay. So he got there 30 minutes early. How much money do you think he spent at the driving range?
I did, boy. I've been in that driving range once or twice. I guess $20.
It's $0.
Zero.
He
Oh,
did
he
not-
didn't even warm up.
He did not warm up. And
Not
then
only does he
when
not
you're
warm up,
cold.
Not only did he not warm up by driving any balls at the beginning, how many of all 10 holes?
we got to 9
9
because
holes.
it was 10 hole.
Yeah,
course,
9 holes.
basically.
Yeah.
We played.
How many practice swings did he take?
I'm gonna guess 0.
He never took a practice
You
swing.
never
never
seen that in
warmed
my
up.
life.
I've never seen it. And one time, I can't remember why, but Rob told him to put it up on the tee. There, I think he was trying to clear some water or something like
Yes.
that. He refused to do it. But what he did do, and by the way,
He threw the ball as hard as he could.
he might be one of the smallest men ever to play that course who wasn't a kid, right?
Yes,
He's very
absolutely.
small.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
people at a distance that thought you were out there with your son.
Yes,
Okay.
they
I can
did.
promise you.
But one hole, he stood off of the tee box. So he's already about, what's he, like 5'3", something like
Yeah.
that, maybe. He's standing off of the tee box. So the tee box is coming somewhere in his shins. So he's kind of using a tee, but it's the entire tee box.
The entire tee box.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he did, but he wouldn't put it up on the tee. But
it
he's-
makes no sense. Golf is like you move your stance an inch one way, it affects the entire swing.
Oh yeah.
He is now put himself 6 inches below the tee box.
He's in a
And then the
gully.
second shot, he stood up on the tee box. Like, you're not too big for the tee box, dude. You're the smallest person out here.
Yeah,
okay?
no, get
Yeah.
comfortable. Now I watched. I was, like I said, I was kind of jumping in and jumping out of the stream. I gotta say, his swing was so much better than I gave it initial credit.
No,
for.
it was.
Yeah.
He has obviously played golf before.
well, he said he took lessons, but he
Well,
didn't.
I took lessons. I'm
Right,
not
I
sure.
know, but he
Yeah.
said
His
he took
dad
lessons,
plays golf.
but
I
gotta
played on the high
imagine,
school team.
What lessons did you take where they say don't ever practice? So don't ever take a practice.
Yeah.
swing?
His process prior to the game was bad, but I tell you, if we ever do a 5-plated clothing 2K24 and he takes on me, he's gonna beat me. I'm not gonna win.
Well,
I saw the way he played. He smokes me. at
He
golf.
wouldn't beat Katie.
he hits line drives,
Yeah.
and
God, we should put him up.
which
against
didn't help him
Ronan.
on the water hole. Now you're allowed 2 tee shots, and then you pick your best ball.
Yeah.
And that definitely helped him more than it helped me. Because
Yeah, for sure.
he had the one ball in the water, he had several.
Yeah.
And like, because the way the way he shoots the ball, he can't get it on the green on that hole because he line drives
Yeah,
it.
he's got to give
and
it
if it's
enough.
short, it's in the water. If it's enough to clear it, it's going to roll off the green,
Yeah.
which is exactly what happened.
You got to play the course.
Right.
Yeah, but so I guess we have to say what happened because Rob won the first hole, and I'm like, this is going to be over quick.
Before you continue,
Yeah.
explain how the game went,
sure.
the type
Right.
of match it was.
Well, it's if you won the hole, you went up. You won. You're up 1.
That's
So it didn't matter if I got a 3 on the first hole, you got a 6. I wouldn't be up 3. I'd just be up 1 hole.
a hole. Got it.
And if I'm,
And I got a par. I would have had a par because
Yeah.
I would have tapped it. And
you
he
picked up.
yeah. So I won the first hole, but then I think he won the
He
second hole.
won the second
Yeah,
hole.
and I was like, okay.
when he won the second hole, I'm like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. We might have a fight
Right,
on our
right.
hands here.
Well, I mean, again, it's
Or did you just have a particularly bad second hole?
no,
I
it
was
wasn't really
being-
that. It's because of the length of the course. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say he got lucky, but
I was playing real conservative.
It wasn't a
I
big
was playing
ask.
not to lose.
Yeah, it wasn't a big ask. You
Yeah.
just have to hit it 70 yards. You know what I mean? And he
Well,
wasn't.
well, no, the first hole was 78. Every hole is farther than that.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Brittany said during the live stream her favorite part was when Katie tried to ask Restivo how he was feeling, and he totally ignored her.
Yes.
He probably would've
he did say, "Oh, Katie's always been such a bitch to me. She was being nice to me. It really threw me off."
I talked to you if you had a better attitude. I don't
Yeah.
talk to 6s.
But then I did get up. I think I got up 3 at one point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then I think he got 1 hole where he actually hit it on the green, and he had a really good shot. Then
Yeah.
I was up 2, and then on the 8th hole, I had a putt that would have won it because I would have been up 3 with 2 to go, and it just
Yeah,
just
looked out.
missed. And then on what ended up being the final hole, I had to just tie him, and that would have been I would have been up 2 with 1 to go, and there was a legitimate
Yeah,
putt.
no, Rob sunk a long putt, which here's the deal.
it's
Obviously,
good drama.
I'm not rooting against Rob. I wouldn't
The
do
funnier outcome
that.
is
But
that Chris
I
wins.
didn't want
Yeah.
I didn't want Rob to nail that putt because then you're going into the last hole, right?
Well,
Yeah.
Chris did hit a putt previous hole that was pretty decent.
It was,
that won
yeah.
him, and we did cheer for him.
So
Yeah,
did he
yeah,
win
yes,
any
yes.
holes besides 2?
I think I won 4 and he won 2, and we tied the other.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
That is so much better than I
No,
initially
he
gave
did
him
do
credit
better.
for.
Yeah.
He can play golf. Now, not to the point where he saw you get a hole in one and go, I can do better than that,
fact-
but
That they played 2 balls really was an advantage for Chris,
Yes.
for sure. Because the first one he get, like, it wasn't even on the tee box. He'd hit it, you know.
He
into the-
usually his first ball is usually the
Yeah.
shit ball of the 2.
Dave Dennis says never play skins with Jeremy. Jesus.
Go over now, but this is also some of the things that he said. He on the course, he did say, or I think it was the car ride later. He did tell me, he mentioned that he did bomb on the radio, and he wanted that he'd done cocaine off a stripper's ass, and he was out of it.
Yes.
So
That's the
he
reason
did
didn't
say
go.
that. So, but don't you have the list of all the things that?
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah, give
yes.
me a list to
'Cause
break
I-
this.
No, I
Also,
have-
but while you get that list there real quick, but what I wanted to ask is my prediction, and this is based off of my dealings with the young fella, was that after he ate it on the morning show, he told me he went home and destroyed his apartment to such a degree he'll never get his deposit back. Did that happen or not? I don't
Yeah.
know.
No.
What's the closest he came to losing his cool? Was there any moment where, like,
Well-
golf is a sport that'll enrage
Yeah,
you?
he did one time.
He would leave the balls because we were playing 2 balls, and like he wouldn't.
He wouldn't go pick up his ball.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't want any.
I don't. I'm
I'm like,
not
what?
bothered
Pick
getting
your
it.
ball.
Dead to you? Yeah.
I'm like, it's 10 feet over there.
Yeah,
you
That
know?
ball's a loser.
Yeah.
I don't play with loser balls.
I have that. By the way, I think we've covered everything. I have. He showed up 30 minutes early.
Yeah,
okay.
He did not practice. Then he said.
Because I have stuff for the post match.
Then at the
yeah.
end, he said that he lost because he hadn't practiced. He was hitting it towards
Oh,
the roll.
no, why did he say, Justin and Robbie, that he can't play that much?
Oh my god. Rotator cuff.
Robbie?
Because he's having seizures.
No.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ,
Stop,
Robbie.
Robbie.
Good. He doesn't have time.
He's too busy.
With what?
He's too busy.
He doesn't have.
He's too busy.
Being driven places?
I think he did say he's working at an Italian restaurant. He didn't want to tell us where because he thinks our fans are going to show up. Or
Does he
whatever.
work on the kids
Yeah.
menu?
Yes, but he doesn't have time to play golf.
I don't
Okay.
believe he has a
Yes.
job.
No, he does. I've actually been to the
Okay,
Italian
don't
restaurant.
say
that
where
he's
it
at.
is.
I don't know.
Don't eat there.
Sabaro.
When you're
Yeah.
there, you're not family.
El Salto's. the
That's
Italian
hilarious.
version.
Yeah, what's the Italian place he works at is Taco Bell.
They have the
So,
taco pizza. It's Italian.
So he showed up 30 minutes early,
Yeah.
didn't go to the driving range, said he was lost because he was out of practice.
Yeah.
He was hitting it towards the wrong hole that was 30 feet
Yes,
away.
that happened.
He said that a stripper dropped him off.
Yes.
He also said she's stalking him, and she nailed his underwear to the wall and put a love spell on it.
Yeah,
He
that's
did
a
say
little
that.
weird. Had a little
Yes.
sorcery involved. Yeah,
Yes.
Katie said that to me. She was Katie's very sweet to give me updates when I wasn't on the live stream. She's like, "You're never gonna believe what you just said." A stripper nailed his panties to the wall and cast an incantation. Did he get into what the spell was for to have her come
She's
back
in
to
love
her?
with him. He's not a one-woman
on.
guy, Justin.
He
okay?
she cast a love spell on
Right.
him.
Yes, it didn't work.
And that tell you the funniest outcome is that he's got a hammer down there. That he just
Well,
has
we've heard stories.
he's got a tall boy
Yeah.
Steel Reserve.
I really hope so.
I need him to have
He
a
just hits the
massive
ball with
pecker.
his dick.
Yeah, he
His
just
underwear
hands
have Scooby Doo on them.
oh, yeah.
So I did make an underoos reference. Okay.
Name written on them like ties.
Again, he took lessons, but he took no practice.
He took
swings.
lessons from Lee Trevino.
Yes.
He brought a driver to a par 3.
And a 3-wood.
He said Katie being nice threw his game off. He stood off the tee box. He asked if there were carts. He wouldn't get a second ball when it was 10 feet away.
So funny.
He said he would throw the Packers ball. If he got a hole in one, he'd throw it away. And that's it. That's
He
what I
also,
have.
so then afterwards, I went and at one point he did ask me, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you think I'm playing? And I was being nice, and I
5.
said like 5, and he goes, "Oh, I thought I was doing worse." I go, "Well, you were. I'm just trying to be nice."
Yeah,
But,
no, I mean, a real
yeah,
golfer. Yeah, no,
exactly.
you're a 5.
Right, yeah.
so
So,
it's like-
so we go afterwards. The loser was going to buy a drink, and there's this beer cart thing there, but it was closed. So he goes, "Well, let's just go to a bar or something." I'm like, so now I'm driving you, okay? And now I know he's talking about Ubering home. I'm like, that's going to be expensive. It's your money, but I don't want to drive you home. It's 45 minutes there, probably an hour back. With
listen to the
traffic.
Patreon. You'll get all the
Yeah.
details.
Yeah, you'll get a full
So,
to do on what happened at the end of this.
We drive over to we go to this bar near my house, and we're sitting at the bar, and 2 other guys are next to us, and he's telling these stories, and I'm getting self-conscious
That they're hearing.
because these stories are so ridiculous.
You can judge a man by the company he keeps.
Exactly.
And you two are the same.
Right.
And
You're the
that's
same
your-
to them.
That's your regular. 'cause
Yes,
when
it is.
Erica lived there, that was her bar.
Yes, that's my bar.
Yeah.
And so he's talking about at one point I had 8 women that said I was the father of their child.
What? No. 8 women.
Okay.
Dude,
By the way,
withdraw.
hold on. If there are 8 women saying you're the father of their child, you're the father of at least one.
At
One
least,
of them.
definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the odds
Probably
are
half, right?
easily. Yeah.
So none of them.
yeah. And then he said
You'll never see a creature turn a U-turn quicker than a baby that comes out and says, "That's dad," and heads right back in.
by the way, Chris, I know you're listening. You were actually excuse me, it was great you
I'm
showed up. You
complimenting
were a
your
good
play.
competitor, and you were cool, and so I'm just telling these stories.
Well,
This
he's not
is
cool.
what
He's
happens.
not cool.
No, he was cool, meaning he was like he was on his best behavior.
Was he a
cool
good
for him.
Was he a good loser? He
He
lost,
was,
but he
was.
wasn't
No, he
being
shook my hand. He was
crappy about it.
No, that's
Yeah,
what I
no,
mean.
good
He was
for him.
totally cool. But he says that he prefers McDougal's over Millstream for strip clubs because McDougal's you can just take the girls home and they don't mind. But at Millstream,
They all mind.
you have to hide in the bushes around the corner.
What?
And then the girls would come out and he'd say, "Meet me in the bushes," and then we'll go home. By the way, I don't know how he's taking anyone home
Can't he
because he
just-
can't drive.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I love meeting
Yeah.
women in shrubbery.
But
Can't they just get in their car?
I don't know.
Drive to his
Yeah,
house.
but more power to you, Chris. And he started drinking, and then of course these stories became.
Can't you
know,
just
yeah.
say I live at 555 Elm Street and they
Right,
show up?
Yes.
Yeah.
When your shift's over, come over
no.
to where I live.
No, they have to take him home.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, they got to
Yeah.
give him. They got to give him a ride home. Which again, listen to the Patreon to hear what bullet you dodged.
Yes, and he said he wants to own a strip club. And what will the name of that strip club
Oh
be?
God,
5-plated strip club.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Never estimated.
don't
strip
estimate
club.
these titties.
Restivo's.
I would go.
A place,
100%.
a
Yes.
place for steaks.
Yes.
I promise you that if there was a Restivo strip club, I would have a Restivo's t-shirt.
Do you know how
100%.
often I drink there? I'm telling you, Chris.
Yes.
We busted
Make it
your chops a
happen.
lot tonight. And you're a good sport. That needs to be your life's summation.
Put it
You
in Annapolis.
Make it.
Yes.
Do Pasadena. Make it happen. I would do anything to
Yeah.
go to Restivo's.
I know how you can raise some money, Chris.
Yes, you
do.
can. All right.
But I do have the ball.
It involves Dave Grohl.
Yes, I do have this Packers ball. It's the very first ball of the match, the bell that I played with, the very first tee shot of the match that I won. And we are putting together at some point a DLP auction
Yes.
of various things we've collected, references from the show, some of our personal belongings.
Some of the various
Yes.
bullshit you see before you here, not the wine glasses.
But yes, we will have one day at auction where you can bid on this very Green Bay Packers.
The
ball
bidding will
from the
start
match
at
1 cent. I do
That's
believe,
right.
yes.
The one
But
that he would not take, even if it was a hole in one.
I do believe, though, this is the first of many matches because working out the details. We're not sure exactly how we'll do it. Maybe because of weather, this will be a Top Golf. But the match number 2 will be Chris Restivo versus Katie Robinson.
Yes, sir. Make that happen. The 5
know.
plated clothing, the return.
Now you went to the driving range with Katie.
Yeah, she hit it well.
He's not going to beat Katie. is
I
Not
bet
at
she
all.
smacks the paint off that
Yeah,
ball.
no,
Because she's an athlete.
Yeah, he's not going to beat her. She's gonna. Yeah, it'll probably be similar, right?
I can promise you,
Yes,
of all the
she'll beat
DLP members, I'm going to guess I'm the worst.
No,
If you had to
I'm
rank,
I'm so
the
bad.
worst golfers to the best, with Katie kind of being, she's DLP. She's got to be.
Probably-
It's Robin, Katie, 1-1A.
Yeah, I don't know if any of the other guys even play.
I
Does
think
Sean?
Eric has played. I know Sean has played.
and Eric's athletic too.
Yeah,
I
Eric-
bet Sean could do a little bit.
I bet Sean's capable. I'm gonna
Robbie, you
guess-
ever played?
I've never swung a golf club.
All right.
Okay, so I might be the second worst golfer amongst everybody.
Oh,
in
Robbie
DLP.
versus Justin. That's-
Mimi has though.
Dude,
Whoa.
that's funny. We have a twofer next time.
Yeah.
We have Katie versus Restivo and Robbie versus me. If I got a quadruple bogey,
It's a 9-hour
Shaq,
match.
Justin, hold the wrong end of the club, buddy. Oh, sorry about that.
Why don't you play
I
pairs?
play old pro.
You alternate shots.
Tommy, exactly. Robbie and I get to play putt putt. We'll do putt putt. Putt putt. I'm confident.
No,
in.
it's you and Katie versus Restivo and Robbie.
Dude. I was gonna say you guys have to pair up. It's got to be a
Is
a
it-
winner and a loser.
Is it best ball or is it
I
or is
think
it-
it's alternate shot. That
I got
way-
you. Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right.
That way
Well,
each of you has to
That's
hit
it.
the
Hey,
ball.
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
All right.
thank you to everybody that joined us inside of the chat tonight on the YouTube live stream. We're essentially just going to be migrating completely over here at this point. And as I said on the Patreon episode at the beginning of this one, we wanted to give some thanks to some of the people in the various levels, the black beanbag chair, pie plate closer, steaks on a plane, and the tuna squeeze. All you $5 folks out there, it means the world to us. And that's what you got. That's what you got.
We
But
love you.
unfortunately, there are so many of you, we can't get to all of you. So at this time, I would like to thank some of the following people.
Who we got, Jeff?
For here we go. William Boyce, Wesley the Barber, Tony, Tom Jewell, the Reuters, Sean Cunningham, Sean Adams, Sharon Bailey, Scott Prill, Rodney Ward, Robert Phillips, Nicholas Dieter, Mike Oppenheim, Matt Clare, Luke Boggs, Kyle Sinan, Kelsey Swingle,
Hey.
Karen O, Joshua P. Brown, John Woods, Jess, the show psychologist, Jen Sevier,
Mm.
Jeff Sears, Jeff Hancock, Jason Wong, our sweet baseball autograph
Yes.
buddy, Jason Vallis, Gun Moku, Eric Diaz, Drizzle Monkey, Dave Bateman, Derek McClemens, Dan Healy of the Dan Healy Band. Still need that intro, buddy. Dean Norris Blackman, Christopher Stoddard,
I think that's the other Dan.
It is the other.
Yeah.
thing.
Chris Harkins, Chad Boz, sweet Brittany Landgardner, good vibes all the way. And you're going to be on Randolph's boat next year. Bottomless, but no top as well. Brandon Bills something, Bobby Bennett, Austin Pryor, Melissa, she's going to be our booker, Kate Mowbray, someone by the name of Chun, as well as
Wow.
Alan Gordon Betts. Thank you to those $10 members. For the $15 subscribers, the pie plate closer level, Robert Blackburn, Mr. Alex Israel, former troll and
people.
now
Yeah.
friend. Love that individual. And let's go ahead and give some quick bios. Rob, if you wouldn't mind, how about one Stephanie Bowen, $20 member?
Stephanie Bowen played water polo team in college. She's an avid chess player, and she has 3 thumbs.
Fantastic. How about Mr. Mike O'Hara?
Mike O'Hara is blind.
Marty Party.
What's that?
Marty Party.
Marty likes to
Party.
party.
$20 member.
Yeah. Marty Party once got drunk for 3 years straight, and that was 2020 to 2022.
And you're going to have a lot of fun with this
Mhm.
next one. We need a bio on Mr. Joseph Cox.
Joseph Cox loves himself some pussy.
Smallest dick in the patronage. How about Christina Gunn?
Christina Gunn owns 15 AK-47s.
I'll take this next one here. Chris White, noted racist. Yeah.
Yes, big time racist.
What's up, Chris White? If it's a Chris White that I think from the DC Improv, thank you so
Love
much,
you.
Chris
See
White.
you
Honestly,
Wednesday.
maybe second only to Joe Robinson, one of the more intellectual comedians
you
out
Very
very
there.
much.
smart
Thank you.
comedy.
Give me a height, weight, favorite position for the following members of our
Okay.
$50 tier, founding
All
father,
right.
tuna squeeze level, Travis Radcliffe.
Oh, Travis Radcliffe, 6'2", 205, 7-inch dick. and
Hell yeah.
Benches 43 pounds. Very weak.
What would we do without a one Rob Shoemake?
Shoemake, you want to handle this one,
Sure, let me
Joe?
take very sexy,
Yeah.
Easy.
right?
Yes.
Vegan,
Mhm.
Yes.
right? He's entrepreneurial as
Mhm.
well.
Yes.
A philanthropist.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a botanist.
All right,
Yes.
this next guy I'm going to take loves Rob, loves me, hates you, enjoys a titty, hates a nipple. None other than 6'7" of pure, raw Kazakhstani MMA action in Lil Not So Mac Bergson.
Yes.
My man.
Yes.
Always love Mac Bergson. He is also inside of that Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Justin98Rock. Follow and subscribe. You got the big dog, Joseph Lyon.
Joseph Lyon has an OnlyFans. Check it out. It's very good. I spend $20 a month.
And we went to this guy's house and ruined a chunk of it, courtesy of Jeremy Woodworth, when he snopped the bottle off of they stopped the stem off of a bottle of whiskey. Mr. Dave Dennis.
Ooh. great Dave
Noted
Dennis.
cocaine dealer.
Yes, we love your blow, and we love all of you, the DLP Patreon members, the DLP listeners. New episode of Last Count Anywhere is up. Upcoming episode next week of Dork Dynasty. The Patreon that we just did might be the filthiest that we've ever done. Do you know the handle for our Katie Run TikTok now? It's either at DLP. Hey, Katie, what's the
Katie.
name of the DLP TikTok? It's Twitch.
We're on top of it.
What's the name of the DLP TikTok?
I'm going to guess it's at DLP or the DLP, or Katie's manhandling this thing.
There
She's
she
taking
comes.
point.
The DLP Agenda Podcast.
At the DLP Agenda Podcast. So the DLP Agenda Podcast. You're going to be getting all kinds of great
We'll never
short-form
forget that
videos.
again.
Thank you so much, Katie. And thank you to the DLP Agenda listenership.
See you
ya.
guys.
Hey, but real quick before you jump off, next show's on Monday. Next show's
Monday.
on Monday. Monday. Jump on here. We're going to continue to stream. Take care.